Testing. 1, 2.
Well,
Testing.
I'm gonna sit and talk.
Testing.
What you want? I'm just top pants.
And we're supposed to talk up there?
Yeah.
Like to the little dot there? Hi, I'm Todd, and I'm new at this.
I don't know what's going on. It's been a year. Alright, so Todd, Joshua Tree.
Joshua Tree.
Hi guys, so we just came back from doing the, do you remember what dam it was called?
I think it was Barker.
The Barker Dam loop with Fought to Get Here. It was a lot of fun. There's a lot of B-roll from it and pictures, but we didn't get a lot of video from it because I was trying to keep my 3-year-old from climbing onto the edges of all those rocks. But we had a great time, right? We had a great time climbing on all the rocks and seeing everything. Did you have fun? But now we are at Keys View, which is amazing. So you can see all this area down here. Stop. Let me flip it around. You can see, so we're about 3,000 feet, more than 3,000 feet above sea level. And I think, I'm not quite sure what city this is. I want to say something said it was Palm Springs. And that you can supposedly see the San Andreas Fault from on the other side. So we're going to climb to the very top. Alright, so that Coachella's over here, I believe. Coachella's right there, and then you can actually see the Salton Sea from all the way up here, which is pretty awesome. And a lot of it's got this brick rock to kind of help you, but then you can go take some pictures over here in front of it. So Clark's still asleep in the car, and here it's just me and Logan. We're gonna head over here just to Skull Rock to get some pictures. We really wanted to do more like rock climbing on the Skull Rock and Jumbo Rocks, but we're not sure we're gonna be able to come back in the park another day. So we're just trying to make the most of it while Clark naps. Alright, so Joshua Tree was the first one we decided that we were going to film. And we also realized how hard it is to film with kids and why there are a lot of people that have YouTube channels kind of talk about it afterward, because there are several times we had to keep our 3-year-old from trying to like
launch himself off the cliffs.
Yeah, it was crazy. So we kind of just wanted to touch on some of the things that we loved and also things we wish we had known before we went. We did stay in the BLM land south of the park, which is right there on I-10.
Correct.
And we stayed there because it was free, but also because everyone was saying there was really good cell coverage. And there was pretty good cell coverage.
Decent, considering.
But what we did not know is that it takes you probably an hour to drive to the north part of the park where most of the things are. So the south part of the park has a couple of things, but not a lot. So if you want to see Jumbo Rocks, Skull Rock, Keys Point, Keys View, all that kind of stuff, you have to drive an hour north and then the hour back. Made it kind of hard with kids.
The 3-year-old was brutal.
What else is there?
It's very convenient to the Cottonwood dump station, which was only $5, and they have free water. So that made it very convenient to go multiple times while we were there. We didn't have to worry about using our water, and it's only 7 miles into the park from the South BLM entrance. And
you'll need cash for that because it's just kind of a honor system. You put the $5 in an envelope and stick it in a container of sorts. So make sure you have some cash, but that's a really cheap dump and fill, so we were really happy about that.
And you can do them at the same time, which is really convenient. A lot of them have them separate, so the fresh water is just at the end of the station, so if you have any 25-foot hose, 50-foot hose, you can just run it up, plug in, and fill while you're dumping and flushing.
You coming in? Mm-hmm. Given that it is an hour north, if there is some North BLM land that someone said that is not as sandy and actually might be better for heavy rigs like ours, but it is also more crowded from what other people have said. We didn't get to go check it out, so we don't know, but there is, if you want to stay like more closer to everything and hit it all at once. You gonna talk? There is Joshua Tree, like the city, and what else is there? 1,000 Palms?
29 palms.
29 Palms. I always get that confused.
How
many times are you gonna do that? So another thing to note is that there is no cell phone service within the parks.
It's immediate.
Like immediately, as soon as you go through the south entrance, and I don't know how far you have into the north entrance.
We didn't check.
But there's no cell phone service in the park, and it is pretty remote. So you might want to bring snacks and stuff like that if you don't want to end up having to get food in one of the towns right outside of it. The South BLM land, the one thing we did love is that it was close proximity to Palm Springs and the whole Coachella Valley area. So if you needed anything, we were able to go there within 30 minutes.
Right. Propane, gas, restaurants. They're all really convenient.
There are campgrounds within Joshua Tree, but you have to be really small to fit in those. I would say 30 feet or less.
Right. They say it's like 35, 36 feet. But driving through one of those with a 35 to 36 footer would be almost terrifying. Just in our Ram pickup truck, it was hard to make some of those corners with rigs already in there. They were hanging out. Slides couldn't even come all the way out. So Class Bs, small Class Cs, vans, probably pretty easy to get in. Fifth wheels, travel trailers over 30 feet. It's going to be tough.
Sorry. There's probably a lot of editing and cutting off on here because our toddler keeps coming back. But there's Keys View and Keys Point. We did get to see Keys View. All you have to do for that is drive, and then it's only like a
quarter mile, I think is what it said.
To like just pretty
deep.
much walk up the concrete, see the view, and then come down. But it's gorgeous up there. I wish the pictures and video could do it justice. You can see from Palm Springs to the like Salton Sea up there.
You could even see a mountain range that goes into Mexico. It's like 95 miles away, which is just amazing to be able to see that far.
There's also Keys Point. It is a primitive homestead, but you do have to have reservations to go do that, and I think they only do it a couple times a week. So you might, I've heard it's a must if you're in the area long enough. So that's definitely one thing to look into is in your planning is what days they're going to do it, and if that's something that you want to do, you need to go ahead and book reservations for it. All right, so the last thing is wildlife. Todd, do you want to do this one?
No.
So we have actually
a little sensitive.
We have a really funny story about the coyotes. So, we heard coyotes several times, and we were already kind of used to hearing them because we heard them on quartzsite for a long time, but never like as close as we heard in the South BLM.
I'll just go. And, we were staying with Brooke and Chuck from Fought to Get Here, and they were parked, right next to us, and they have a golden doodle, medium-sized dog, and on the first night they were there, they heard coyotes. And they kept coming closer and closer and closer. So their dog wouldn't go out the entire time they were there if it was after dark. And we'd hear them at night, 11, 12 o'clock. No real issues if we'd have fires or anything.
We really didn't hear them during fire nights.
Right. So they were, they kept their distance. Until Thursday. I happened to, change out the propane?
No, you went to go fill the generator tank.
Yeah, I had to fill the generator. We were at 10% because we've got the toy hauler, so it's in the back. So I went back, unlocked the cabinet, and I heard one off in the distance, probably 500-600 yards away. Didn't think anything of it. And within a couple of seconds, I heard one probably 300 yards away. And 5 to 10 seconds later, I heard probably 3 to 5 of them at minimum, closing in very rapidly. So, as a larger gentleman, I did my very best to get inside the camper as quick as possible. But we heard them probably within 100 yards of our camper very quickly. And we always thought that they were afraid of humans.
Well, we lived in the country enough that we heard them sometimes growing up and stuff, but they never came close to people's houses or anything like that.
So research mode over there went full force, and just buyer beware, essentially. The coyotes in Joshua Tree area in general tend to be more aggressive. Apparently people feed them.
Yeah, some of it is that people feed them. We also were there during breeding season, so I'm not sure how much that had to do with it.
Winter, so they're probably hunting,
less food,
finding it harder to eat. But I grew up on a lot of land. I've done a lot of things in the outdoors in my life. And I've never been so close to potential danger ever in my life. So I don't know if they would have done anything. I'm guessing probably not. They're probably just curious. From what we heard, they're sending out different kinds of signals to let each other know that there's something around. But at pitch black, nighttime outside, I didn't even have a mag light. The sound of anywhere from 3 to 10 of them was honestly quite terrifying.
Yeah, and you could definitely tell that they were getting closer really fast. Like it sounded like they were coming from different spots to come closer to the camper. So, just poor Todd. We all got a good laugh out of his expense.
And they still do.
Mostly just because then we were all, of course, interested, and we're opening up the blinds and trying to look outside, and our friends Brooke and Chuck were nearby, and we were texting with them and trying to get a look at them and stuff.
It was a whole evening event.
It was. We just kept looking for the coyotes, because we did hear them later that night again.
Oh, yes.
Like super close to our camper. That's it. I hope that you enjoy watching our little video about Joshua Tree. We're kind of still getting the groove on trying to record and stuff.
Welcome to our channel.
Yeah. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.
Bye. Welcome to the Gravel Travel. Oh, hey.
Bye.
Getting fresh.